Hello everyone, we are the Big Transit team. Our idea is to use traffic data to produce various services for the citizens. In Korea, there are many different kinds of public transportation like buses, subways, and taxis. Many people use public transits to go to work, school, or other various places. However, there are still lots of problems and inconvenience in using them. When using public transits, people get overcrowded, especially on holidays, or when there are events and festivals. This is because citizens have little access to information about traffic, crowdedness, and floating population. These kinds of problems lead to inconvenience in going somewhere or using public facilities, which is a severe problem. In fact, there are lots of services for people driving their own cars, like T-Map, Kakao Navi, and U+ Map, but information services for public transit riders are not commercialized at all. Also, we sometimes have to decide whether we should drive to the destination or ride public transits. But because there is not much information on which of those will be faster, we often regret on our decision. To solve these problems with public transits, we will use various data about smart card, T-money, and information about where certain events will be held. Now I'll explain how we will secure these information. For T-money and smart card, because their data is all saved in the Seoul Metropolitan Rapid Transit Corporation, which is a public enterprise, we can't get those information from the government. And for GPS, we will collect the GPS data, which is saved on citizens' navigations and cars. Also, for festival data, we'll get their information from various SNS like Twitter or Facebook. Now we'll explain which services we have actually proposed.
Our service can be classified into two categories: time-to-time route recommendation system and future route planning assistance. The ultimate goal of route recommendation system is enabling the users to compare four types of transportations: personal car, bus, subway, taxi. In this process, information gathered through analyzation of public data is essential, and I'll explain how to obtain such information. In terms of public cars, our service could cooperate, or if not, use the same methods as them to gather traffic data. Big Transit could suggest diverse routes, respectively specialized in price or time. As to bus, smart car data can be efficiently utilized to discover information. By analyzing how many people use their smart card in a bus station, number of people riding in a bus can be predicted. As this information about population destiny in a bus can lead to further information if the user can sit in the bus and if not, or how long he should stand in average. Accumulating data regarding subway is similar to that of bus. Smart car data can be converted to population destiny information and then into how long the users have to stand in the subway. Finally, taxi users use the same traffic data as public cars. Moreover, nowadays, services such as Kakao Taxi provides data on where the nearest taxi is located and how long it takes to get to the user. Combining this data, we can obtain precise data of time required to the destination. Using big data analyzation methods above, our team can acquire information regarding time required to the destination, cost, and the convenience or the time needed to stand. Given these information, diverse routes can be recommended according to diverse criteria. To illustrate, a tired citizen with sufficient time to concentrate on the route focused on convenience, or a citizen who lacks time can choose the route focused on time. Now, our team will demonstrate a prototype for our application. Now, our team will demonstrate a demo of our application with An Sang-min, our team.
Hello, before we start our presentation, I want to tell you that the biggest merit of our system is that it converges all the information of four kind of transportation that can give you a new perspective on how to utilize them. So I'll now start explaining our prototype. There are two systems, route recommendation and route planning, and now I'll start from route recommendation. If you enter the system, just like any other services like Kmap and Kakao you're asked to enter our destination, and I will choose Sunjeong Tourism High School. The reason I chose this is that I went here last Saturday to take a test, and I wanted to know what other routes were there that I can use. And I will use them as my destination. And the first slide shows you the value of cost and routes of them. The first, you can see the original bus route that any other services can provide you, and it costs 1,201. If you read here, it can also tell you a specific ways to get there. And this is the route of taxi. By utilizing taxi, it costs 2,621. It takes 14 minutes by moving. But the difference with other systems is that by analyzing information and big data from services like Kakao Taxi, you can also analyze how many minutes the users have to wait for the nearest taxi. And it costs the most expensive, of course, if you ride a car. And the merit of the system is that it can provide you routes like the number 2. It costs 4,851, but the difference is that you can use both subways and taxi. From Dokbaryok to Yeonsindaeyeok, you can ride the subway, and if you get out of the Yeonsindaeyeok, you can then take taxi, which can cost 1,251. It overall takes 24 minutes, and the price for taxi estimation of taxis costs 3,601. The next slide shows you routes regarding time. The shortest route is, of course, the car route only takes 20 minutes. The longest route is the 37 minutes bus route. And in this case, it has a huge gap of 17 minutes because the only bus route was like going 2 around, so the gap was huge. But the second route that our service recommends only takes 24 minutes because it both utilizes subway and a taxi. In a subway, you can spend 10 minutes, and for waiting taxi, you can only use 1 minute. And when the taxi comes, you can use 30 minutes of your time by moving to the Sunjeong High School. And the final value is convenience, which I think is the biggest value of our service, because none of the other services can provide you with information about convenience to the users. If you see here, the best route we chose has 80 points of convenience here, because it only takes 3 minutes by standing in the subway, and then you only have to wait for the taxi for 1 minute. So in overall, the waiting time overall is only 4 minutes. But in comparison, the bus route, you have to stand in the bus for like 3 minutes, and even you have to walk for 10 minutes to get to the final destination. So as I mentioned earlier, the best route is the route that utilizes both subways and taxi. It fulfills all the 3 values by 4,851 in cost, and it only takes 24 minutes, and it got 80 points according to in regard of convenience. Now I'll go back to home and the homepage and explain you about route planning system. Our second service is the route planning service, and I will now explain you about that. In this service, of course, we have to type in our plan for our route, but since I don't have much time, I pre-typed the context. Now can you press the submit button? And it says that it has 2 informations for the users to keep in mind, so let's see about that. So you can see that there are 2 of them, and the first, if you see the blue letters, that in the average from weekdays 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., you have to stand in the bus more than 10 minutes, and the time it takes to move in the bus increases by average of 30%. And the second information is the more important one, as it tells you about current event. tomorrow 12 a.m. to 6 p.m. there is an event in the Yeonseo traditional market where they sell things cheaper. So a lot of moving population will be expected. So our big data analyzer systems analyze that there will be 70% point increase in the people using the bus. And this flow will be continued to 2 p.m. So the user using our big transit system can take this into consideration. So in overall, if you don't have much time, you can use the subway, but lose convenience. But if you have more time, you can take the bus and seek for convenience. And if you have money, you can choose taxi or private car. Thank you for watching our presentation. Thank you.